What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the new album from the band Spellcaster, entitled Night Hides the World. This is released on Prosthetic Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Portland, Oregon, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very traditional, mythological, galliant hybrid of both speed metal and traditional heavy metal. Yeah. This band holds a very special place in my heart because when I think of Spellcaster, I think of a show that I went to locally almost 4 years ago at a venue called the 1011. It was a very intriguing night of very good thrashy speed metal, heavy metal sort of bands. I mean, you had not only a band like Spellcaster, but you also had bands like Witch Haven, Bonded by Blood, Speedwolf, My Brothers in Hexlust. Spellcaster had such a very commanding and entertaining stage presence, not only with the way they looked, but with the way they sounded. It sounded very, very awesome. And by getting to see this band live, it only led me on to discover what type of great music they made. And their really awesome 2011 debut entitled Under the Spell. I mean, listen to the song Chainsaw Champion, and you have a great idea of what a band like Spellcaster is all about. Very incredibly well done heavy metal. I love the vocals, I love the riffs, I just love the great pace of things. It just feels like what a traditional heavy metal record should feel like and sound like. And that band encapsulated what the sound of heavy metal should be and what it should sound like. But moving past that album, this band underwent a little bit of a change in lineup of sorts. One of the guitar players in the band made the transition from being a guitar player to a vocalist. I believe Tyler is his name, and in 2014 they put out a self-release in the form of their self-titled album. You can tell that the shift change didn't really affect their sound or style or anything like that. It was still great business as usual, and it turned out to be a very, very awesome record. It got very well received, and a lot of people were really digging it and into it. Now we have a brand new full-length from Spellcaster entitled Night Hides the World. It's 8 tracks, and it clocks in at around 43 minutes in length, and honestly, I think this is a step above and beyond the self-titled record. There's a lot more momentum to be had here, a lot more confidence, a lot more great riffs. And one thing to point out about a release like this is this definitely feels the most polished out of anything I've heard Spellcaster do. But I don't think the fact that this is a polished sounding record really gets in the way of what is meant to be represented on a release like Night Hides the World. And I think what makes this album so special is the fact that these guys just know how to create very good, very entertaining musicianship. You can definitely tell how things get started with the opening track, Aria. I mean, just the way the riffs sound on that song, just the intelligence, the mastery, the smoothness behind it, just the almost epic sort of feelings you get when you listen to these guitar riffs being done here. And then you have songs like The Lost One, Betrayal, The Accuser, just some intelligent, well-played guitar riffs being done here. I just love how heavy metal influenced this band is and how accurate it sounds. The heavy metal influence, the speed and thrash influences are just very, very aberrant here, and it really sounds wonderful. The solos sound nice, the melodies are catchy. It's just a very well... The guitar playing being done here just sounds wonderful. The bass is very clear in the mix, very audible. You can definitely tell that this is a record that has a good reliance on keeping a nice, smooth finish when it comes to the bass tone, and I think that it captures things very nicely. The drum performance is very quick-willed. I love how it sounds. Great speed, great pace, great energy. It's a very energetic record, especially when it comes to the more lengthier tracks on this record, the more story-driven sort of tracks like the song Betrayal and the closer of the album entitled Prophecy. Just some very, very good drum work being done here, and like I said with the guitar and bass work, the drumming sound absolutely encapsulates what goes on with the traditional heavy metal sound. You can definitely tell there's a bit of a more contemporary modern influence when it comes to the drumming, but I still think it sounds wonderful. And when it comes to the vocals, this guy really does bring a powerhouse of a vocal performance. He is a very, very good singer. I love his vocal delivery. I love his style. I like the way he sounds. He's a very well enunciated and well worded vocalist. He has a lot of passion and power in his voice, and he puts it to very good use here. Very good performance in comparison to the self-titled record. I think he does some great work here, going back to songs like The Lost Ones and Betrayal. Just some really top-notch vocal work being done here, and I think this guy really commands your attention and makes you want to know all of the crazy heavy metal sort of stories being done here with a record like this. So overall, much better full length than the self-titled, I would say. I think Spellcaster are still coming into their own, and I still would consider them one of the cream of the crop when it comes to today's bands that incorporate that heavy metal sort of sound. I mean, Ranger, Savage Master, Evil Invaders, all those types of bands that are representing the retro sort of vibe of bringing together speed metal and heavy metal. But Spellcaster is in a league of its own, and I think they really sound fantastic here with Night Hides the World. So if I had to pick any favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say Aria, The Lost Ones, The Accuser, The Moon Doors is a really good song. There's just a lot to have fun with a release like this if you're into classic heavy metal or heavy metal of today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you some links in the description box as to how you can get a hold of this album and listen to it. I will leave you a link to the Spellcaster Bandcamp page where you can stream this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can buy it digitally direct from the band, and I believe there are also CD and vinyl versions of this available. The vinyl version is limited, and the CD version is available through Prosthetic Records. I will leave you a link to the web store where you can purchase a copy, and we can go from there. So again, the album is Night Hides the World by Spellcaster. This is released on Prosthetic Records. Go check this out. And for a score, I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of 10. Very solid and strong heavy metal. One of the best heavy metal bands going in today's metal outlook. So if you happen to have heard this album, definitely let me know what you think about it and how you feel about it, and how you think it compares to previous Spellcaster releases. Are any of you guys into Spellcaster? Any heavy metal fans here? Let me know. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Until the next time, Army Ho out.